KC. One connection between those two in the XFL. Okay. My team, the New York Guardians, that's right. The New York Guardians are my team.
Oh, okay, hold on. Before we get to whose team is who.
Okay. So you're going to pick a different team too?
No, I'm not picking mine. I'm sticking.
I would. That's not
It's
good.
horrible, but I mean that's just cool. So between me, you, and our other friend Derek, we all said we're
brand new podcaster. He doesn't have a handle yet.
So we'll let you know when his show comes out soon. But he we're going through teams and we're just he had picked the Dallas Renegades. It was going to be his team.
No. He picked the same team you did.
Oh, no. He had originally, me and him both picked the Tampa Bay Vipers. Mm-hmm. And then later he comes back and then you had picked the Houston.
I had picked the Houston Roughnecks.
Houston Roughnecks. Then he comes back and says, "No, I'm gonna be a Dallas Renegade fan." I'm still sticking with the Tampa Bay Vipers because I live in Orlando, about an hour from Tampa. Home team. Hey, why not? Then you came and said you're going to be a Houston Roughneck, and then you changed your team after you seen Houston to the New York Guardians. So then we have New York Guardians here is your new team this week. We'll see what they are next week.
No, I'm sticking with New York.
We'll see if
I like Kevin Gilbride.
We'll see if he sticks with the Renegades because they lost yesterday.
Now, this is the reason why I bring up the New York Guardians. McGloin, my quarterback, my Irishman, okay? He was a quarterback for the practice squad of the Kansas City Chiefs this year, and he was a practice squad player for the Philadelphia Eagles when they won the Super Bowl. If he makes either one of those practice squads, he would have had a ring from both. And I quote, they asked him about this, and he said, "Man, I missed out on too heck of a run."
Well, yeah. I mean, he also had NFL experience. He was in Oakland. He was a Raider for a while. Played in NFL.
I thought he always had an it factor, and I always thought he was talented. That's why I always liked McGloin. So when I saw him playing, I was like, "Oh, my boy is there." And then I didn't realize. I'm kind of mad though because you have a Tennessee Titan on your squad. I'm sorry, well, Houston Oilers, Tennessee Titans, same difference. On your squad, I'm not sure if you know him, Mr. Jerry Glanville.
Yeah, I know. But he don't play the game; he just calls it.
Yeah, he's a defensive coordinator.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about this XFL, though. What'd you think?
The football is much better than the last time the XFL came out.
Well, of course. I mean, they okay. So a couple things. Okay, so that's one, right? For me, the football is great. The best part about the whole football games was actual football. There were some players we knew, and Vince McMahon was nowhere. And Vince McMahon was nowhere to be found.
Thank goodness.
And that was like he didn't have his big old "this is the XFL" moment like he had back when in 01 when they did it. I like the fact that no one's having gimmick jerseys. And Death Row or Death Blow or whatever the hell they had another guy named that, and so that's great. It's more that, and you see some recognizable names. However, I heard this. Now we'll get to the other stuff a little bit later. In a minute on it. I heard this morning on Dan Patrick. Also, is that these are basically the same guys in the AAF. So there's not really there for those who watched the AAF in the beginning of the year, or towards the end of last year.
Right.
Those guys just basically went to the XFL. So there's no really big name. There's no, there's no Tebow, there's no Kaepernick, there's no Menzel.
Oh yeah, there was a report out that's saying that the XFL just rejected Kaepernick entirely. So I
Well, they
didn't see
said
the story yet.
I heard something about money. It was basically some money because I mean, this is what you have to.
No. It's the opposite way. Like they didn't want Colin Kaepernick. It had nothing to do with him. Like, they didn't want him.
Well, I heard also the outrageous price that he asked to sign. What he wanted was going to be like, yeah, no, because these guys are getting chump change. I mean, they have to. What did you say? They have to split $10,000 or $100,000 or what is it?
Yeah, the winning team gets all the active starters get to split $100,000 between the 53-man roster.
Yeah, so
real quick. I'm not doing it off the top of my head.
So that's why you do the math there. That's a different, skeptical, in a sense. There's that, and so I agree with Dan Patrick that this might be the NFL's version of the G League.
Okay,
if they do it right, because they got the TV partners. They got Fox, they got ESPN, so they have those TV partners behind them, which they didn't really have back in the day, and I don't think the AAF even had that back in the day. I mean, you said it yourself this morning. There was XFL highlights, So,
okay, let me put it this way. So every time a team wins a game, we'll just say after taxes, let's say it's about $1,886. That's about a $1,500 check every time for every player that's active.
Yeah, to win if you win.
Right. I think that's pretty good. You're getting a salary. You're only playing an 8-game season. You're getting tape. Your season's gonna be over before the NFL offseason, so you're already worked out enough. These dudes who are playing are gonna have an advantage over free agent guys because they're healthy. They just finished playing, and the NFL is gonna pluck some of these guys no matter what. The quarterbacks, I don't know. I doubt it. But offensive linemen, defensive linemen, corners, running backs are all going to have an advantage coming out of this league. And it's funny because our friend Dolphin, his team has a quarterback, when he comes in healthy, Landry Jones, has a legitimate shot at fixing his career. They have the best running back in the league. And they have one of the best offensive lines in the league out of the 8 teams as well. So, I mean, I think, on a side note, I think the Wildcats have, the Battlehawks have the best unis.
Well, yeah, and the LA Wildcats have the worst.
Yeah. That was one of the reasons why I didn't want to.
Unis and names is horrible, but okay.
All right, I get the name Wildcats. The women in LA are wild, so
that has nothing to do with the women. Wild, you crazy.
So it's the LA women.
You're very funny. I don't. No, there's nothing to do with that. But as far as the rules changes, I like the kickoff.
I love the kickoff.
The kickoff is great.
I can't wait for somebody to break it.
Yes, I thought in a couple of games. I thought during the last game, I might saw somebody break it in that Dallas game, or was it the other one? Maybe it was
all the way to the house.
Yeah, one of them might have been one of the games I was watching. I thought he was going to break it, but so there's that. I like the 1, 2, 3-point conversion. That's unique.
I like that too.
I could see the NFL taking one of those.
Skip Bayless had been screaming for years, take the kickers out the game. That's exactly what this does.
Yes. So, okay. So I like that. I like the replay. I like during the replay, you see the replay guy
Yeah, and you
talk.
see them talk to the referee. I love that too.
And yeah, did you notice the Xbox controller that he was
Yes,
using?
I did. I was like, oh, this is cool.
He was
So
using a video
it's
game
much
controller.
cooler than you think.
So guess what? I found my calling. I'm gonna go be an XFL replay guy because I know how to use the Xbox controller. Where's the application at?
All right, so when we were talking on the phone yesterday and Saturday during the games, we were kind of hesitant at so much access. I could actually find myself getting used to it really quickly.
Okay, so the only thing I didn't like about that access, you think about it, is I didn't like the play calling when you could hear the whole thing. You know, it was kind of cool, I guess, but I mean, there's some stuff I don't want to behind the curtain, and I don't like the NFL, or I don't like them interviewing somebody right after the play. Number one, they're gassed. It's hard to hear them. They're catching their breath. It sounds like when I go up the stairs in the house. You know,
Okay.
and then two, just interviews with the coaches. Like, you're not gonna get that in NFL though.
No, in the NFL, I don't want to see that, but in the XFL, I would like to see that because I don't want to watch the NFL and then get the same experience from the NFL. When I get the XFL, I want a different experience, and you know what? That's exactly what I got. And we all know, in this type of business, it's whatever's better idea is going to get used.
Well, let's just say this: the NFL, what you see at the NFL today, camera angles and certain play callings, and even some of the close snicks, what do you call the sky cam, was
Right.
all taken from the XFL 2001. So everybody wants to know what they're going to take from this league. I think they'll take the kickoff. I think the kickoff might be, and the extra points might be great on that. And I just don't. Yeah, I don't see Bill Belichick, or I don't see. Give me a quarterback. Jameis Winston. You think he's gonna come off the field and talk about the sixth interception he's thrown right after? He's probably mad. I don't see someone like that come off the.
But the reason why I kind of like it is because it's not the NFL that we're doing this.
No, I know.
These are not NFL. Like, for example, I would like to see Sam Bradford get in this league. I would like to see Jameis Winston, who's about to kick out of this league, in this league. Some of these guys just need a different perspective.
Did you see what
to the next level?
Did you see what Johnny Manziel put on Twitter?
Johnny Manziel is, I don't want to say that. He's not a very smart person.
No, well, it wasn't even that. He said if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. But he said that he doesn't want to sign with the XFL team if the season's going to end halfway through.
He's not a smart person. It's not the AAF. They had no money. And if you really want to be realistic, the XFL quadrupled and plus some the attendance, views, everything more than the AAF. And the football product was better now than it was the AAF.
So here's what I think. The first week the XFL came out in 2001, everybody loved it. By week 3, the ratings started to tank. If you don't believe me, go watch the 30 for 30 documentary on This Was the XFL.
No, I know, but this one and that one are not the same.
So this XFL, I can't give you I cannot give you how I think it's going to be until after week 3. I want to see the attendance. I want to see how it is when it comes to viewing it, because I got to be honest, I didn't watch a lot of Sunday's games. I watched the Viper game, but it got blown out. They were getting beat bad, I changed the channel. I watched a little bit of the Dallas game. I wasn't all in. I caught some. I was gone in the middle of the first game on Saturday. I caught a lot of the Saturday night game. Before I'll get to my closing segment in a little bit, which we'll talk about in a bit, a couple of closing segments. So I just want to know so I'll give you my opinion 3 weeks in, because it's always good, man. It's good. The first, I mean, we saw with the AAF, the first couple of weeks were hot, and then it takes a while. It takes a while. It's some people are. They're not a lot like where they jones for football. Like you jones for football all day long. But yeah, it's going to be interesting when it comes to a couple weeks. I'm not saying they're going to fold. I'm not saying they're going to fold in between. I think keeping Vince McMahon away, keeping any WWE character away. We haven't even talked about how cool those footballs look.
Yes.
Each
and then also
their own.
Hear me out on this, right? Super Bowl halftime show. XFL championship shows and a halftime should be a match. Oh my God. Tell me that would be dope. Yes. No. Yes. Do something different that the NFL won't do.
No, that's not going to work. Yeah. That's what happened bad last time. They brought in Jim Ross. They brought in The Rock. They brought in Jesse Ventura.
I'm talking about for the halftime of the championship game.
No.
It's 2 minutes long anyway.
No. They can separate.
Exactly, separate.
No, separate.
You still need something that makes it in the bench.
No, you don't need it. You don't.
Okay, so we agree. The Super Bowl event is now a whole week long, right? You need something during championship week for the XFL that separates how this is great compared to the regular season, just like the XFL, just like the NFL does with the Super Bowl.
Okay, but you're talking about having a wrestling match at halftime. No.
Awesome.
No, it's not. You need to.
You wouldn't watch it.
Look, no, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't watch it
because it was gimmicky. Wouldn't watch it. I didn't watch halftime heat that was last year. They had a wrestling. WWE had halftime heat or whatever it's called during last year's halftime show during the Super Bowl. They had more action. Yeah. It was on their network. During that, they had one of those on.
Oh, no. I'm talking about in the middle of the stadium. Let a ring roll out. Have one match.
Oh, no. Separate. I want them. The only thing I want that's even remotely close, or actually will be the only closest thing I want between the two companies, is the guy that owns both of them. That's the only thing I want. McMahon's going to own the XFL and he owns the WWE. That's as close as I want those two.
All right, so you want a halftime show during the championship game that's...
Hell, I'll take the halftime show just like this with its last halftime show.
Oh, so you want two old women half naked?
That was a great show. You want to go half naked, whatever. Be the liberalist that you want to be. No.
People. No. Go ahead. J-Lo is in my top 5, and I am not disagreeing. I just wanted to get your opinion because well, you know what? How about we compromise? We get 2 fine women to wrestle in the middle of the ring for halftime.
No, I don't want wrestling. As a diehard wrestling fan that I am, everybody knows I am a diehard wrestling fan. I don't need that in the football. I want them separated.
Gotcha.
All right, let them separated. WrestleMania is happening in Tampa, in Raymond James Stadium. Again, that's as close as I want that wrestling to be in an NFL stadium. They just announced that WrestleMania next year is going to be in the new SoFi Stadium over there in Inglewood. So
rated R superstar, Lita 2 in the middle of the Super Bowl. Halftime.
No. All right. No. Keep it. Keep that stuff away. But all in all, XFL had a great first week. More content for us to talk about.
Now, also, this not only was different, it felt difference. Hold on. There's a huge difference from the last time and now. We actually have general managers in place. We actually have football people that are running this compared to wrestling people that are running the last time. We got different networks that are running and showing the games last time as opposed to this time as opposed to last time. This is the product is better in the XFL than it was in the AAF. You want to know why? You can see the XFL getting more exciting.
Okay.
And here's just a couple of storylines. You saw great coaches on the field. Like college football is a coaching game. The NFL is a talent game with coaching. But your coaches have to be talented in the NFL. You have to have both. This league feels like it's going to be coaching. Bob Stoops looked like a first-time pro coach. You're going to love to see the story develop. Kevin Gilbride is a NFL coach, and his team played as such.
Okay, but you still missing the names.
June Jones has the most talented roster in the league in the XFL. They played the way you're supposed to play when you have your system in place and you drafted the people to play in your system. He has that right. And I've always been a June Jones fan, which is the reason why I jumped on a June Jones fan train early. But now you're going to look at teams like the Viper. Mark Trestman's biggest problem when he got to Chicago and he got beat up a couple times by other NFL teams, his mindset for what he did in the CFL did not translate to the NFL. So now he's coming here with different rules, and now he's changing it up again. He's not sticking to who he is. Mark Trestman is not going to be successful, but Jerry Glanville can be successful in this league.
Okay, so let me stop you there. You know what you just named? Bunch of old coaches. They need players. Okay, they need players. I heard back in the day. I heard about the UFL. They had Reggie White, and they had like big key names. I forget the other couple guys that I heard this morning on the Dan Patrick show. So I kind of agree with the fact that they had big names. If you look at
Jim Kelly,
right? If you look at the, if you want to go back to, we'll change sports real quick. The ABA. They liked the 3-point shooting. They liked the 3-pointer. They weren't crazy about the ball, but they adapted the 3-point, and then they took the Denver Nuggets and San Antonio Spurs from the ABA and put them in the NBA. So that's the stuff that you may need to see. You got to see if some of these big names are willing to go to XFL, because I'm sorry, I'm not going to spend money to go see a coach. I want to see a player.
Right.
I want to see Cardell Jones, and I want to see but some of these guys got to be a little bit bigger. Little names got to be a little more wiser, and maybe they'll work. I get it. They might work. But all in all, it was the first week. We will see.
Okay, I was just about to lean into that before you get into that. This is just the first week. And I cannot wait, because I talked to you about this earlier. I can't wait to see who's on the free agent roster from this season to next season, because the NFL has a veteran free agent roster that's different. I'm sorry, the NFL Combine veteran roster. I guarantee you more than half of those players are going to merge over to the XFL if they don't make the NFL. So you got to think before the I believe it's before the trade deadline that the veterans, and they have it in the beginning of the season too, the veteran combine, to see if these guys are still in shape. I bet more than half of those guys at the end of the season say, well, why not go to the XFL combine?
All right. Well, like
and
I
remember,
said, I got to make sure XFL finishes a year.
All of the teams are all run by NFL guys. All the front office, except for Vince McMahon, is all run by NFL guys. There is no mix. So, like my joke about having the wrestling match at halftime, it's not going to happen. Why? Because there is no gimmicky guy. These are all NFL guys.
Yep. So we will see. Like I said,
all the rules were created by NFL guys.
It's week 1.
Right, but this is different, is what I keep trying to say.
Okay, we agree to disagree.
So you think it's gonna fail by week 9?
I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked that they'll finish the season. I'll be very shocked if this comes back next year. XFL finished their season in 2001, and then they were gone. I'll be shocked if they actually finish after this year. After this year,
I'm gonna have to get you to record and say that. Go.
I will be shocked if the XFL returns next season. I think they're still going to be one season and done. They won't not finish in. They will not finish. They will finish the league. They will not end early. But this time next year, in 2021, I don't believe the XFL will be here.
I bet you
but hold on the fact of talent, not coaches, on talent alone. There's not enough big names for the XFL to have.
I bet you $2. Not only will their talent improve for next year, but they will have a next year.
What's that saying? I got 5 on it.
I bet you $2 bill. That means you got to go to the bank.
5 on it.
I bet you a $2 bill. That means you got to go to the bank and get a $2 bill and then mail it.
Okay, no problem. I will mail it, but I'll probably keep it because I think you owe me a $2 bill anyways from another previous bet. But I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah, you got to look at that because I thought you owed me.
So
I owe you for the 2 cases of soda.
So, but there you go. So,
all right, the bet is on camera.
All right, that's fine. I recorded it too. I'll put it on my online. We'll put it online.
All right.
So let's get into our closing segments now. And if you've been under a rock, there's been some news.
NBA.
There's been some baseball news.
Baseball, yeah.
But I want to talk a little bit more about, first off, is what a great main event card UFC 247 was between John Jones and Dominic Reyes. Let me tell you, I know you didn't watch this fight.
I didn't see it. I was at work.
But this fight was had John Jones had his Floyd. I tweeted out. John Jones had his Floyd Mayweather on because he was running. He took some shots, and I believe Dominic Reyes. I had this fight as a draw. Okay, I had it. The first 2 went to Reyes. Rounds 3 and 5 went to Jones, but round 4 was a draw because let me tell you this. I don't know the last time I seen John Jones take down a guy and for that guy to bounce right back up and get out of it. That Dominic Reyes never stepped one time on his back. He was never flat on his back the whole fight. And I had it as a draw. I would damn sure pay another $60 or however how much it was to watch it again, to watch the second one. I thought Dominic it was a draw or maybe he might have won it. But this one judge had it 4-1 John Jones. I want him. Hopefully he gets kicked out because I don't know what fight he was watching.
I believe you have said this before. If you're going to win a fight, don't let the judges decide it.
Of course. That's rule number 1. That's on Dana White had that. I think he had that placid in when I used to watch Ultimate Fighting. That was one of the things in the locker room. Don't let the fight go to the judges because you never know. But other than that, that was a great fight. I watched it again. I only thing I have, however, I got an issue with the fact that the time, being on the East Coast, man, this fight didn't start till 12:30 in the morning, my time, and I'm glad I was off the next day. But holy moly, this
the left coast, the best coast.
I really do sometimes miss me living in California when it comes to watching fights because that's gonna.
Also updating news, if you guys were under that same rock, Andre Iguodala is now a Miami Heat player. So is Jay Crowder. If you guys don't know him, former Boston Celtic, former Memphis Grizzly, now in Miami. As soon as Miami now collectively get together in a couple of games, they are going to push for the East. And the LA Clippers acquired Marcus Morris from the New York Knicks. That, look, if and when Miami gets past the Bucks, that's going to be one heck of a slobber knocker between them two teams. Jimmy Butler versus Kawhi Leonard is going to be awesome.
Well, there's that. Kyle Kuzma was reported to leave. He didn't leave. In fact, the Lakers didn't do anything in this trade deadline.
Oh, they're looking to sign Dion Waiters today.
And Darren Collison said, "I'll stay in retirement." He doesn't want to go anywhere.
He doesn't want to play with the Clippers or Lakers, which doesn't make sense.
So we'll see what happens. That's in the NBA so far, which will be good. We'll be breaking down some NBA news probably the next game next week. We'll get into NBA. I saw on here right now, I just got an alert that said Phillip Rivers is officially going to be entering free agency. We all kind of figured that when it was going to happen. He moved his whole team down here to Miami in Florida. And this says
Bruce Arians loves veteran quarterbacks. Just saying.
Yeah, well, I know. And it looks like Sean
Super Bowl in Arizona. Just saying.
And Sean Lee has come back and said he is playing in the 2020 season. So we have that. So Sean Lee is saying he's going to come back. And we also got some baseball news. If you are a big Dodger fan, as we are, Mookie Betts is headed to the Dodgers for Alex Verdugo and a couple of prospects. Kenta Maeda went to Minnesota. And just found out recently, as of I think it was yesterday or earlier this morning,
the Jock Peterson trade did not go through.
Yes, Jock Peterson is now back with the Dodgers and Ross Stripling, which is kind of curious because you go to a team that traded you that said, we don't want you. So
that's just business.
It's business, but at the same time, you gotta know that it's business. But how much shows your loyalty. But we'll see what happens. I don't know where he's gonna play though. To be honest, I would have rather been traded because not just the morale, but there's 3 outfielder spots. Unless, I know they tried him at first place a little bit last year, but they got Muncy there. Unless they move Muncy to second, which they could do. And they put Bellinger at first and maybe put Peterson in right. I'm curious to see how that's going to turn out to be, but we'll see. All I know is that in exactly 2 days,
folks, and for those of you watching,
pitchers and catchers will be on the way.
And folks, for those of you watching, my brother Big Chief Daddy here has a show called There Goes a No-Hitter, and I believe he features with the chairman. They are the baseball gurus. I am getting new into baseball. I am learning in the process. All I know about Betts is that he is, if I'm not mistaken, the 2nd or 3rd rated player in all of Major League Baseball, and he is now a Los Angeles Dodger officially after reworking the deal. If you want to hear more about that, please listen to the next episode of There Goes a No-Hitter. I am going to finish my series in the next coming weeks of Lamar Jackson versus Saga. And please follow us. We post daily on our Sports Daddy TV page on Facebook. So please follow, like, subscribe, stalk us.
I want to also congratulate the winner being Michael Boyles. Boyles. He on winning the Pro Bowl helmet, and be on the lookout because I have another giveaway to be probably this week. It's going to be a Super Bowl 54 mini helmet. Be on the lookout. You'll have three things to do again. You have to like the Facebook page. You have to share the actual post, and you have to comment and like and tag 3 friends. And as you do that, also subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're gonna have some stuff on the YouTube channel soon. Not only would you get a shows will be, like I said, simulcast. We'll post these podcasts as a video also on our YouTube page, but we're going to be throwing some other little stuff on there. Possibly with our kids. Like I said in the last podcast, I'm working on editing a video of our experience with my daughters at the NFL experience. So be on the lookout for that on the podcast, and I'm sure all the guys will have stuff with their kids on there soon. So, all right. Well, for Joey Two Wallets, I'm Big Chief Daddy. We will talk to you later. Once again, congratulations to my Kansas City Chiefs on winning their first Super Bowl in 50 years, the second in franchise history, beating those Tennessee Titans to get the Super Bowl, beating the Texans to get the Super Bowl. Titans.
I got to fan myself because we getting hot.
On to the new one. It was in Miami, looking for Super Bowl 55 in Tampa next year. Maybe I'll be there next.
And don't forget about my Arizona Cardinals, y'all. Don't forget about my Arizona Cardinals, too.
Have a good one. We'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir.